Why hello there, fellow sleuths. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oceaneers. Episode 5. The Secrets Under Our Own Home. Mood doesn't move while people are asleep, as far as, it. So, the way this works is you have your resolve, which is the updated... Resolve is updated based on the mood at the end of each day. So, ultimately your resolve is a result of the collections of mood that you had throughout the day. So as long as the mood is in the positive, your resolve goes up. So you could sleep here, or you could spend the end of your day here for the beautiful island bonus. But it's not as easy as just just standing on the island briefly. That's not really going to move the needle much. If that's what you're wondering. Alright, you're almost up. When you are up, I am going to fill up my food meter by eating reeds, because 18 of them are going to spoil. So I might as well just shovel reeds into my face, because we're going to lose them anyway. And when we lose them, they turn to waste. Which, until we have a composter, waste is a problem. So I'm trying to keep things from spoiling, ideally. So now you can see that we just don't have only 5 spoils in 18 hours rather than however many. It was a lot more than that. And yes, there is a fuse on the nice island right there. Alright, so this island has been resource exploited, except for the, of course, boulders, which I'll do later. And Mandrake is going to come back. And eat stuff that's going to spoil, and then we'll go into the access hatch. And then Merps, you're going to go use the loo. Oh, you're already doing that. And then go mine. Or actually, probably salvage. I could salvage this stuff knowing that there's an island nearby for safety. Alright, let's have Mandrake then explore our own hatch. Insert. Turn lever. Bunker number 75, the Nautilus. We've got copper ore, a coconut, and a terminal. Welcome, surveyor. Please insert your command. Log entries. Entry number 1. This island is something else. Yet another unfinished experiment left behind the Float Tech Corporation. Unsinkable buoyancy, though. The tech here is incredible. I'll need to go deeper to see what other secrets it's hiding. Seems to be related to a special project, the Nautilus Colony Engine. In usual Float Tech fashion, the modules are incomplete. If I had a bigger crew, maybe I could. Anyhow, probably just a pipe dream. Still worth investigating. I found logs mentioning Float Tech islands that have gone into submerged lockdown in other sectors. I'm going to have to find a way to raise them, but first I have to locate them. Better prepare for an expedition or two. One of the islands in submerged lockdown appears to be in this sector. I found a keypad entry that could allow me to resurface the island. If only I could find the ding code. The Nautilus Colony Engine project won't leave my mind. There's data here that I hadn't seen on any other island. This was supposed to be just a prototype, but the possibilities, they're bigger than I imagined. It looks like the colony engine supports multiple islands, keeping them in perfect synchronous formation. If I'm right, the potential here could be revolutionary. I've been tracking islands and storm patterns. Storms are getting worse. There has to be a significant reduction in the number of islands available. I wonder if this has something to do with islands going into lockdown. Either way, if this continues, the situation for all remaining survivors could be dire. I've been trying to get into the lower levels, but no luck so far. Maybe the answers are down there, if I can find a way. For now, I'm headed out to track down an access card. Before I go, I'll bury this hatch and take the fuse with me. Those things are rare, and I'll need it for other islands. Lost my shovel, but hey, there's always a coconut lying around. Works okay if you hit the sand hard enough. Employee notices. Dear valued Float Tech employees, this is a final notice to stop using the storage room on level 5. The level is prone to flooding and has safety lockdowns that engage when flooding occurs. Anchor subsystem. Raise anchor or lower anchor. Anchor raised. Anchor lowered. Shutting down subroutines, weather glitch. Totally normal, nothing to worry about. Nope. Alright, there's a pick here. And I need the right key card. It is a blue key card I'm missing, which happens to be coming home in a moment. Well, that's suspiciously dramatic timing. Heavy rain. It is too wet for fires. So I touched the command console and a thunderstorm happened. Never skip leg day. So here, because I have like job behavior, Marps is charging the island before it sinks. Oh, and here we go. Marauder has returned home. So Marauder returning home, he's on the edge of the return zone, and I'm going to have him move back. But with that said, Mandaric, guess what? You've got yourself a science hat. This hat positively radiates big brain energy. You're pretty sure your IQ inflates when you put it on. And you're absolutely going to let everyone know about it. Oh yeah. All right, let's get back down there with the blue key card. Click. There's a book here. You flick through the pages. Skipping past the doll safety procedures, you spot it, wedged in the centerfold, a new blueprint. The emergency bunker hole. The emergency bunker hole, well, I'll explain it later. This is the cube resource transformer. Can't be interacted with. I'm trying to right click, so there's nothing to be done there. Then we've got the bunker module. Currently, we have the research module installed in it, and I'm going to leave that in there because I don't need to do anything about that. The ventilation system is broken. And obviously, it is not currently working. And there we go. We fixed it with a paper clip and a rubber band, MacGyver style. And now we can clear the gas. Let's go deeper into Bunker 75. Let's equip a stone shovel. Or actually, it might be the pick. I forget which. So we got beechwood and debris. Need shovel tier 2. So I would need a copper shovel to clear this. Let's leave the bunker, and getting a copper shovel is going to be the priority. So make a copper shovel. With some rare float tech technology, you're able to get inside islands by constructing hatches. Different island biomes require stronger hatches. Keep an eye out for blueprints to unlock stronger hatches. The emergency hatch can only be constructed on beach islands. Explore bunkers to find rare resources, new modules, posters, and unique items. You might even find information and projects from the old world of Floatech Corporation. So there's an upgrade here for primitive engineering, which allows us to make metal items, which cost 2 machine parts and a copper ingot. And one might realize I don't really have the ability to make copper ingots. Because that requires a furnace, which requires like a heck of a lot of other things first. So I did get the preliminary stone splitter, but at this point, we need to make a copper shovel and scout C3. Because we've hit a bit of a wall, we can't really make any more meaningful progress without a sand crystal, which hopefully we find at C3. So Marauder, you have another scout mission to do once you drive the raft back. So what I want to do is to send Marauder scouting for C3, and then Merps will use the local raft to make a spare raft. And the starter guide also wants me to research a raft dock. Alright, so here we go. Map. Here is C3. Send scout. We're going to choose Marauder. Choose the scout glider. And provisions. Water. Okay, that's way more water than I need. Water in the form of berries. There we go. That's fine. Send the scout. So he's off. And now the Manic Dark Raft, which has not yet been named, is ready to be commandeered by Merps. So in order to get a new raft, we'll need a paddle blade and another raft part. Raft plank. And then the paddle blade is at the workbench. And that costs 1 plank. So we'll need a plank, which means we need more driftwood. I'm already pretty close to this debris. I don't see any sharks around here, so I'm just going to swim out to it. And that should be all the materials for a backup plank. And Mandrake, start researching what we need for a composter. Because we are about 2/3 full of waste. So finish stone splitter, basic, and then start doing compost basic. And let's boost it. Because I think I have a boost, right? Yeah, I got a boost. So we're boosted for 3 hours. So the refill rate. If refill rate can be improved by floats and modules. So this thing is at 2.9 buoyancy out of 3.8. And it really only is going to go down if we build on it or stand on it. So as long as we leave it alone, it should be fine. And you can see the indicator here, like this is an X, and this is a 1C. Just like standing on it is going to cause it to sink. So like, it's not a place to chill. At least not yet, without improvements. Alright. Marauder is now scouting C3 for us. Some of the palm trees are about to come back, which should help with the beechwood that we don't have. And Merps is crafting what is needed for the rest of the spare raft. So here's one of the balloon floats. Basic tech keeps an island floating for a little longer. It's like buoyancy tech. Now our starting island doesn't have that because it's an unsinkable island. And the composter is now done, or at least the basic research for it is done. Let's do garden patch, which goes hand in hand with composting. And missing for the basic raft is now just 3 driftwood or beechwood and a paddle blade. And we're making the plank to make the paddle blade. God, this is ugly weather. So here we go, paddle blade. And then he'll probably go to sleep, actually. He's tired. But our resident researcher here is getting pretty smart. Science 4 and climbing. 4.5 and climbing. So when left alone, wow, this is a pretty island. Here we go. So now we have the paddle blade, and all I'm missing is the beechwood. So I'm gonna go to sleep, and then go for the beechwood somewhere come morning. All right, the scouting is almost done, so we'll have an idea of what's at C3. C3 has palm trees, beech reeds, ironhide mushrooms, stones, and copper, and 2 islands. I'm going to have Mandrick go get beechwood so that I have these spare raft sooner than later. So that we don't have to figure out who's, who has the... Because it sucks to be at home without a raft, especially when all of the resources are pretty far from the core island. And this new raft I'll name Manic Dark so that the old one can get the new name. Slightly out of order, but whatever. All right. Oh, it's still raining. Dang it. And Manic Dark, given your name, give you a very dark flag. All right, cool. That one's done. So now, when we are on an expedition, we still have a spare raft at home. So we aren't, marooned or whatever. Kind of looks like a pirate raft. That's not my problem. All right, Marauder is about to be home. Here he is. And Marauder, you are going to immediately be kicked back out. Set expedition. So you're going to take the Manic Dark. You are going to take 3 eggs that are going to spoil. Actually, there we go. Cargo will be shovel pickaxe. I'm going to take both fuses in case I need them out there. Confirm and send. All right. I'm going to turn on the fire, even though it's raining. Add a little bit of fuel and cook the eggs that are about to spoil so that we don't lose them. It's worth the firewood, I think. Marauder's our captain, so he loves sea excursions. I picked a personality trait to have him enjoy it, so he doesn't mind being sent out over and over and over again. It's his thing. Alright, Mandrake, drink from that one and collect water from that one. Now if you see the food that's going to spoil, let's actually just keep cooking. All the eggs on sticks. So this has 1 clean water, 1 clean water, and soon to be 2 clean water. All right, fill up the salt water and salt water. Oh, and I ran out of fuel. Add fuel. Because yeah, we're burning through fuel quickly because of the stupid rain. Alright, then after that, you're going to eat one of the eggs on a stick and then go to sleep. And now those eggs that we're going to spoil aren't, but the berries will. How soon will the berries spoil? In a day. So I'm going to hope that tomorrow is not rainy to make it last. One of the only times I've used the time control. I feel like there's so much to do in this game that, like, rarely do I feel the need to speed up time. Alright. Another thing I could do is to start to gather the materials that I need for a raft dock, which is 4 planks, or 6 planks really. So let's get the 6 planks going. Rope, and then Merps will then head out and collect more of the materials from salvage sites and the like. So I have a lot of irons in the fire now in the priority there. Alright, there's the wood planks, and we're going to need a lot more beech wood for that. Guess there's beech wood out here and there. There's beech wood around. We'll just have to raft to it. What are you doing, Mandrake? You are swimming... why? I honestly don't know. Go research. All right. Research, that one's done. Change topic. So let's get what we need for... I could fully get a combat dummy, but I don't really care about that so much. Maybe a bigger water tank? Or actually wood splitter and tailor table is going to be kind of important. So let's start to get the preliminary research for that stuff too. So I can't go there because the shark's got it, but this should be free. And that should be enough beechwood for the raft dock, I think. No, we might need a little bit more than that. So the raft dock is... three more planks. Yeah, we're going to need more than that. I'm going to have my researcher start crafting, actually. Crafting the gears for the dock. Marauder will arrive in just an hour and a half or so, and then we'll get an idea of what's at C3. Rain's pretty peaceful, isn't it? Oh, there goes the chunks. I had grabbed everything on them, so obviously they were going to sink. Alright, so for the dock, we now have the rope, the gears, so we need the beechwood and the planks. I've got 2 of the 3 planks that we need queued up. So once I have a little bit more beechwood, I'll be able to queue up the last plank, and then it's just about beechwood collection, and then we have everything we need for the dock, minus the research. Alright, Marauder has arrived in C3. I am going to collect the beechwood here, knowing that it will allow me to make a float device if we find a sunken island. So let's try to seek out the islands. We obviously have one here, and that has a float device hub. That's just a large one. And if you're wondering, the location of these are based on seeds. So like, I don't know where they are, having played this before, because the seed was randomized. I used a seed that I was not familiar with. So I know that there's 2 islands here because we scouted it, but I actually don't know the location of them. Well, I'll go out to that big one, see what's up. I'm actually going to leave these crates alone, because I don't really need the fish that's in them, and the fish will spoil. I really only want the beechwood. I know that there's like the dude swimming there. I intend to leave him there a little bit longer. There's a reason for it. Having another mouth to feed and another person to sleep and all that is only a benefit if we have work for them, and I don't really have work for another person, so he can float there a bit longer. I know, cruel, but that's just how I am. Hey, guy. Yep, just ignore me. I'm just moseying on by. Here we go. So, this island here is a beach-type island with a float device spot, but I don't have an emergency bunker hole, which means it would benefit me to build a crafting table on this island to then craft a rope. So, I need 3 beechwood and 2 plant fiber for that. So, let's get that material before I even bother going to the island, because the island will sink. I'll get the beechwood here, and then the plant fiber I can get from these weeds. Perfect. So I could have, alternatively, brought a rope with me, but I would have had to known that that was going to be a bottleneck of not having an emergency bunker hole. And yeah, I could always pack one in the future, but like, you know, having played before, I knew that this was going to be the case, but I didn't want to use that advanced knowledge to like cheat my way into having the resources that I wouldn't know I would need on first playthrough. The other thing is the plant fibers needed to build the crafting table isn't necessarily going to immediately give me the rope I need, so I'm also going to need more plant fibers for the rope itself, meaning I'm going to need to harvest these beech reeds and these weeds as well. Oh, what the heck? Why'd you go out there and then just immediately leave? I didn't tell you to do that. Alright, you could sleep. And Merps, you're idle, so you go work this island. Oh, and there's copper here. Nice. So if there's copper, you're going to need a pick. So I have the materials I need for a crafting table. It's worth noting, these crabs are jerks, brute crabs. They're territorial and aggressive. So I'm building the crafting table as far away from where the crabs are as possible because I don't want to get bullied. There's also gear there, which is nice. What the heck are you doing? No, 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 no. That's not... Oh, God, you moron. Drive raft. Stop, you know, stop thinking for yourself. I'll think for you because you're stupid. Thank you for tuning in to Oceaneers, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming stream. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow islanders.